For $60, you can buy a pair of headlight bulbs with a special blue coating, a name that sounds like moonlight, and one small problem the box will never tell you about. They make you see less of the road than the $20 pair sitting right next to them on the same shelf. Meanwhile, the company that sells them already paid $30 million to settle a lawsuit over the exact claims printed on that box. Independent labs tested these bulbs and found that drivers could not see any farther down the road. And most of the people buying them are over 55, driving at night, trusting a brand they have known their whole lives. This video names 7 headlight bulbs that only dumb people buy. Most drivers own at least one of them right now, and the 7th one is the entire reason this video exists. Here is the trick, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. There are 2 completely different things a headlight can be. It can be whiter or it can be brighter. The marketing is built on making you believe those are the same word. They are not. Brightness is measured in lumens. That is the actual amount of light landing on the road. Color is measured in Kelvin. That is only whether the light looks warm and yellow or cool and blue. A premium bulb with a name like Silver Star or Crystal Vision or Cool Blue is sold on Kelvin. It looks whiter. It looks expensive. It looks like the high-end lights on a luxury car, but that whiter color does not come from making more light. It comes from a blue tint baked onto the glass. And a blue tint works by absorbing part of the light the bulb produces before it ever reaches the road. Daniel Stern, one of the most respected automotive lighting consultants in the country, put it plainly. A blue filter removes light. It cannot add any. Halogen bulbs barely produce blue light to begin with, so you are paying a premium to throw away the light you already had. A whiter light and a brighter light are 2 completely different things, and nobody standing in that auto parts aisle is going to walk you through the difference before you hand over $60. If this is the kind of thing nobody tells you in the parts store, subscribe, because exposing it is what every video on this channel does. To understand how big this is, you have to understand how many of these bulbs are on the road. In about 9 years, Sylvania alone sold more than 60 million premium replacement headlights in the United States. 60 million. That is not a niche product. That is the default upgrade sitting at eye level in every auto parts store in America, and the shelf is built to walk you up the price ladder. A basic pair starts around $36. The same bulb in premium trim climbs past $60. 4 tiers, climbing in price, and the marketing on every one of them promises the same 3 things. More light, more white, more safety. Only one of those words is even measurable, and it is the one they never put a fair number on. And in 2011, a driver took Sylvania to federal court over how those bulbs were sold. The lawsuit claimed the company advertised its Silver Star line as dramatically brighter without telling buyers how it got that number. Here is how. When Sylvania compared its premium bulb to a standard one, it ran the premium bulb at 100% power and the standard bulb at only 80%. It was not a fair fight. It was never meant to be. And that trick never really went away. Even today, the boxes promise things like up to 100% more vision. What they leave out is what that number is measured against. It is not measured against a good standard bulb. It is measured against the dimmest bulb the law allows, a bulb almost nobody actually sells. Compare the premium bulb to a normal one, and that giant number shrinks to almost nothing. In 2014, rather than argue it out in front of a jury, Osram Sylvania agreed to pay $30 million to settle. Buyers who filed a claim got a check. The first one was worth about $11.70. The company admitted no wrongdoing and quietly changed the wording on its boxes. Then the independent testing started, and it was worse for the industry than the lawsuit. Consumer Reports put 8 premium bulbs on a test course. Sylvania, Philips, PIAA, General Electric, all of them. Their finding was devastating in its simplicity. Not one of the premium bulbs let a driver see farther down the road than a standard bulb. Not one. Because how far your headlights reach is decided by the reflector and the lens behind the bulb, not by the bulb itself. So what is the blue coating actually doing? It is trapping heat inside the bulb. To push a legal amount of light through a coating that steals light, the filament has to run hotter. A hotter filament is a brighter filament for a little while, and then it is a dead filament. This is the trade every one of these bulbs makes, and it is the reason a $60 bulb can burn out faster than the $20 one it replaced. How much faster? That is where this stops being an opinion and becomes a number nobody at the counter wants to say out loud. Sylvania rates its own Silverstar Ultra at around 140 hours of life. A basic Sylvania bulb is rated at over 1100. That is not a small gap. That is the premium bulb dying roughly 8 times faster than the cheap one. Sylvania's own customer service has told owners, in writing, that the Silverstar has the shortest life of any upgrade they sell. Owners back this up. Across dozens of car forums, the same story repeats. 6 months, 10 months, a year, and the expensive bulb is dark again. So let us name them. Bulb number 1 is the Sylvania Silverstar Ultra. To be fair, it does put real light on the road, more than a basic bulb. But it costs around $60 a pair. It dies in about a year, and a plain clear bulb costing half as much will outshine it. You're paying double for a shorter-lived bulb. That is the definition of the wrong purchase. Bulb number 2 is its little brother, the regular Sylvania Silverstar. Same blue tint, same premium shelf price, but only about 10% brighter than the stock bulb it replaces. 10%, for a color you will stop noticing in a week. And here is where it gets worse, because from this point on, the bulbs do not just fail to beat a cheap bulb, they lose to it. Bulb number 3 is the Philips Crystal Vision. In independent lux testing, the Crystal Vision put less light on the low beam than a plain basic bulb. Read that again. You spend the premium, and you drive home with less light than the factory bulb you threw away. Philips is honest about it in the fine print. They sell it for the look. The whitest halogen look money can buy. It is a fashion accessory pointed at oncoming traffic. Bulb number 4 is the PIAA Extreme White Plus, and it is the most expensive trap on the shelf. Often close to $50 a pair, and single bulbs run higher. PIAA's box promises the tint costs you no performance. Owners disagree loudly. The common report is a bulb dimmer than stock in both high and low beam, with a lifespan they estimate at roughly 60% of a normal halogen. You pay the most, you see less, and it dies early. Bulb number 5 is the General Electric Nighthawk Sport, the blue xenon look version. Independent testing clocked it as dimmer than a stock bulb while being 36% whiter. That sentence is the entire scam in one line. Every dollar of that money bought color, and it bought that color by taking away light. Bulb number 6 is the Osram Cool Blue family. Intense, Hyper, Boost. And here is a detail that most buyers never learn. For years, Osram and Sylvania were the same company under one roof, Osram Sylvania. So bulb number 1 and bulb number 6 are cousins running the exact same play. The cool blue chases the deepest blue on the shelf, up to 5,000 Kelvin and beyond, and the deeper the blue, the bigger the loss. One cool blue bulb tested nearly 40% dimmer than the standard bulb it replaced. Some versions are stamped for off-road use only, which is the manufacturer quietly admitting these do not belong on a public road at all. Bulb number 7 is not one product but a whole category. Anything sold as Super Blue, Diamond Vision, or Xenon. Look. Sylvania Cool Blue, Wagner True View, General Electric Super Blue. These trade the most light for the bluest glow, and they are the bulbs most likely to leave you seeing worse than the day you drove your car off the lot. 7 bulbs, 1 coating, 1 trick. And the people it hurts most are not the ones who can shrug off a wasted $60. Because here is the part the box will never print. Blue light does not help an older eye see. It does the opposite. As the human eye ages, it scatters short wavelength light. Blue light, far more than it did at 25. That scatter shows up as glare. So the exact bulb sold to a 65-year-old as clearer, sharper, and more modern is the bulb most likely to throw glare across their own vision and blind the driver coming the other way. The people most drawn to the premium blue upgrade are the people it punishes the hardest. And that loops all the way back to where we started. $60, a beautiful box, a trusted name, and less road in front of you than the cheap bulb gave you. That was never a mistake in the manufacturing. That was the product working exactly as designed. So what should you actually buy? The honest answer is almost boring. If you just want a bulb that lasts, buy a plain, clear, standard bulb. A Sylvania Basic, an Osram Original, the cheapest one on the shelf with no color word in its name. It will outlast every premium bulb here and cost a fraction of the price. If you genuinely want more light on the road, you still avoid the blue entirely. You buy a clear, high-output bulb, an Osram Night Breaker, a Philips Extreme Vision, a Sylvania Extra Vision. No tint, no coating stealing light, just a filament tuned to put out more usable brightness. In the same tests where the blue bulbs lost to stock, these clear bulbs won. They will still die sooner than a basic bulb because output always costs life. But at least you are paying for light instead of paying for color. And now the detail that undoes the whole industry. If your headlights genuinely feel weak at night, the bulb is probably not the problem. Remember what Consumer Reports found. How far you see is set by the reflector in the lens, not the bulb. If your headlight covers have gone cloudy and yellow, a $20 restoration kit and an afternoon will do more for your night vision than any premium bulb ever sold. The reflector is the headlight. The bulb is just the candle inside it. One last warning, because the scam has evolved. The newest version is the LED conversion bulb. An LED dropped into a housing that was built for halogen. It sounds like an upgrade. It is not legal in those housings. The light scatters everywhere except where you need it, and it blinds everyone you meet on a dark road. It is the silver star of this decade, and it is already sitting on the same shelf, waiting for the next buyer who thinks whiter means better. The next time you are standing in that aisle, look at the words on the box. Whiter, cooler, xenon look, premium white. Every one of those is a word about color, and not one of them is a promise about how far you will see. That is the tell. The bulb that helps you the most will be the one with the most boring box on the shelf. Sylvania paid $30 million and never once admitted the light was dimmer. The lab said it for them, and the cheapest bulb in the store is still quietly beating the most expensive one every single night on every dark road in America. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe, because pulling apart the products nobody warns you about is exactly what we do here. Drive safe out there.